Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. I'm not sure when I'm going to put these videos up, but I will make sure to post them up as soon as possible, okay? So I'm talking to you guys here on a quick break because I wanted to share a quick story time with you. When a person shows you who they truly are the first time, believe it. So story time. I remember we recently just got a new girl to join our team here with the company I'm tied to. And what was interesting, she has a very interesting medical history, if you will. Apparently she was in some type of psych ward at some point, but I think it was for something that was so minor, so it wasn't like really a huge issue there. So we tried to look past that, and you know, other than that, in terms of her skills, her work experience, we viewed her as a good candidate, and we still do. So we brought her on board. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So when she came in, see, and this is one of the things people need to understand: when you're surrounded by someone who is spiritually tapped in, we can sense and pick up on a lot of things in so many ways based on someone's energy. A lot of times you can pick up on a lot of that stuff before you even speak a few words. We'll feel it before you even approach us. And I used to not be a fan of that because it just made me feel like I was just all types of odd. But I've learned to embrace that shit. And it's worked out in my favor. And when you see things pan out and that it aligns with what your initial nudges were telling you, I'm so grateful for it all. That I didn't go against what my gut was telling me or what my instincts were telling me about certain individuals, because it has always worked in my favor. Now, with this young lady, she had this energy about her, like a bit of a jealous type streak within her. She tried to play it off, but I've been peeped that ish from the beginning. And you know what? For me, I believe in giving people chances, so I didn't hold it against her. I figured, well, you know what? It doesn't hurt to get to know the individual a bit more, see what could possibly happen from there. Like, could we end up being great co-worker pals or not? Because I don't believe in meeting up with people outside of work, and I sure the hell don't believe in allowing them into my own space. That will not happen. Otherwise, it's a no-go. About 99% of people won't make it into my doors. Anyhow, and maybe that's an extreme number for me to say, but that's... When it comes to that whole notion of protecting one's peace, I stand on that. And if you are able to ever get through, if I ever say, okay, granted access, you're lucky. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who feels that way. Anyhow, so what happened? There's this one gentleman that works with our company as well. Very smooth, very clean cut guy. And he always had his ways of flirting and things like that, you know. I mean, that's just, he's very charming, very handsome, you know, but the reason why I wouldn't ever entertain it because he's married, okay? And he knows, I mean, granted, he might be going through some stuff at home, but I don't tread those waters because karma is real. And what goes around comes around. I follow that code to a T. So, he is smooth. He came across some items, very nice stuff, and you know, showing them to me and the girl, the little, I won't say little girl, but that young lady, and you know, instead of giving them to her, and it was like one of the items for like some flowers, he gives them directly to me. I knew it because he's always been trying to make his move, shoot his shot every chance he got when it came to him. I was like, here we go. And so I took him and I said, thank you. But I noticed when looking at her, because she actually likes him. And even though he's married, she does not care. She felt a certain way. Her facial expression said it all. And to see the way her eyes had changed in terms of her demeanor, her facial expressions, it was like, oh, really? That really struck a nerve with this young lady just because he overlooked her and decided to give me the items. Like, that's so crazy to me. It should never be that serious, especially if it's someone who is involved in a relationship, such as married like he is. you know. And what was funny, because when I accepted the items just to see how she would react. I was not planning on using those items, and if anything, I was probably going to put those flowers in the cafeteria. I was going to probably put them in the cafeteria anyhow for decoration. But I wasn't taking them home with me or nothing. Because again, it's like you're partaking in that possibility of forming something that it'll be hard to back out of. See her react that way, it let me realize, like, okay, this is what I need to keep an eye out on. So, 2 days had passed, and she came in. I guess she requested for some type of, office equipment. She needed some, like, pens, paper, and all that type of stuff. And she wanted particular ones. They went and got her the complete opposite of what she requested. What she decides to do, and she didn't think I caught it, she turns away from myself, and I guess she kind of like turned a bit to a secluded spot in the room, and she does this like breathing technique because it looks like she was about to get upset. And I looked at her, I'm like, are you okay? Like, it's this bitch look like she's about, I didn't mean to say bitch, you guys, but I said this bitch, but this young lady looked like she was about to go off the hinge. I'm like, are you okay? And she was like, no, I just feel like when it comes to always getting like the best things, you're always being given those items, and I get like this, I get these type of items. I'm like, is that what all this is about? I said, because I noticed you were looking and acting kind of funny after so-and-so gave me those flowers and that other gift. I was like, honey, none of this means anything to me. I said, if it really matters to you that much, especially because you still remembered it from like 2 days ago, you can have it. I said, do you want them? She didn't realize this, though. Me asking that question was going to be the test of the century, because this was going to really let me know what type of individual she was and whether I would continue even associating with her or not. Her answer was the answer I was expecting to come out. You could tell by her body language and the way she was looking at me, she was a little shaken and hesitant to give an answer, but she knew she really wanted to. She knew there was a chance I could be really messing something big up with being associated with this lady, especially knowing the type of reputation I have in this space, which is a damn good one. She knew if I give this answer, there's a chance she's not going to want to have anything to do with me. You damn right. I said, okay. I said, sure. So I went and grabbed those items. No problem. I actually had them in like some little box off to the side. That's what she didn't know. And I said, here, you can have them. When she looked at me, she saw the expression I had on my face. She realized, like, man, I must have effed up. You did. So I stopped interacting with her. Not even a hi or a bye. There is no tension. There is no bad blood. But once you have shown your ass and shown who you truly are, that you really are just a conniving, dirty broad, you're one that tends to, you have a strong jealousy streak within you over something that's so minor. Those items are so cheap to me. I can easily get that and then some if I wanted to. And you have the audacity to get upset because it wasn't bestowed to you by someone who is a married guy who happens to be a charmer within our workplace. Are you serious? So you took those exchanges as a dig, because I guess you felt like you were the cream of the crop, and then realized that you're not, baby. Technically, it's I, in this case, it's the cream of the crop here. It's never that serious. It was never that serious. So I gave it to her, but she read my expression. She knew, okay, I must have messed up. Yeah, you did. So I keep my distance with this young lady because it's a messy thing. I don't deal with messiness, and it says a lot about your character when you can let something that's so minute affect your thought process, and you're craving after an individual who's not going to give you the time of day because you're not their type. You understand? That's the part that gets me. I actually told this gentleman about what happened. He looked at me like, are you serious? I'm like, I am so serious. He even had to say it himself, like, that's crazy that she would be that wound up about those items. and he was like, the reason why I did it is because, I got a thing for you. He was very vocal about that, which I knew that from the jump, but he knows with me that it'll never go anywhere because I don't play with that. I don't do that. But, especially because he's married. He's a married guy. Anyone who's in a relationship, I don't fuck with. And I say that to say, in regards to that scenario, he even knew within himself, like, for a person to react that way, shame on them, because it's not worth it. So we both had a good laugh about it, actually, and it's pretty sad on her part, and it shows. She knows for sure that she burned a bridge when she did that. And my thought process about all of it, there's no turning back. And not to mention, she's very messy because she interacts with certain individuals, and I guess they open up and talk about other people. So this is the cycle that keeps on giving, I should say. Imagine someone associating with someone who associates with another one and tells all their dirty secrets to them, only for that person, being her, to decide to come and tell me the dirty details. You see how messy that is? One of the things I love about being someone who's spiritually tapped in as well is that you know when to hold them and you know when to fold them. Why did that just pop up? That song, that's who was that? Kenny Rogers? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. That type of deal. So as I'm hearing this information, I'm not saying shit. I'm like, oh, really? Wow. She did that. I couldn't believe it. This is what I'm thinking on the inside. When she was sharing all the information to me about what she heard from someone else who was hanging out with someone else, and this was like very personal information. Like, I think, and I don't want to get involved with it, but one of the individuals must have, she must take like some type of recreational type drug outside of work. And I guess at some point, when they were on their trip, they might have went walking to some location or whatever, or drove to some location. Somehow she decided to do it, this certain recreational drug, in front of this lady. So that particular lady then passes the information on to the young lady I'm talking about. And the young lady then tells me, I'm in disbelief. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I said, well, ain't that something? But I never spoke on it or shared it with others. I just kept it to myself. Now, what's the funny part about all this is that if I really wanted to be a total bitch, and I really wanted to shake some things up, or flip a few tables, if you will, verbally, I could easily do that. Let me explain. If I wanted to be a total bitch and be messy, I could have easily made it clear, made it known what was shared with me from that young girl to those who actually shared the information with her. What she failed to realize, though, with the very individual that they were talking about that chose to do this recreational drug outside of work, a lot of us within the company already knew she was doing it. As long as it wasn't on site, like on premises, and as long as it's not affecting her work, her level of tasks that need to be done within her work, you couldn't hold it against her. I say all that to say, we were already privy to those details. But the fact that she picked up on it early on and she just started with the company, that says a lot. It says a lot. And even with how she acted towards me about those items and all that, went down with that, I still chose to keep my lips shut. It's good to have that level of control in the situation. It's good to be able to, I wouldn't say dangle the carrot, but in a sense, you are the one that hold the reins when you hold that level of control within the situation. I guess it's a level of control in some way, because the fact that you have ammo that you can use, verbal ammo, you can use if ever you're pushed to that point, which in turn is why I feel she's moving differently with me, meaning she's not doing anything that she knows will piss me off, because she knows if she moves in any type of way that could either be misconstrued or piss me off, she knows chances are she'll blow my cover. And I might do it. That's when that dark side might go ahead and roll out, and I might have to go ahead and set them straight, actually. It's funny. People don't think about those type of things. It's like, what's that saying? You never let your right hand know what the left hand is doing, or something like that. It's that type of deal. Or don't reveal your hand too soon. That type of deal. People get too comfortable and they do things like that, and then they set themselves up with issues to come thereafter with people who are not even spiritually mature enough to know when to hold them and when to fold them. It's all about knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. And so I sit back and I watch, and it kind of goes back to my earlier videos. I tell you guys about this a lot, especially being spiritually inclined. It pays to be that one to sit back and watch the room before you interact. It pays to be the one to sit back and watch an individual read them before you interact. Silence is golden. Ooh, there's so many old sayings that's rolling out right now. But it's true. Silence is golden. Let them think what they want. And a lot of times it's going to drive people insane, because they see that you're like silent, or you're moving silently. They can't help but wonder, like, why? And don't realize you're reading them, or you're reading that space before you interact. And that's not such a bad thing. It's a smart thing. That is all for this quick video, you guys. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I definitely want to welcome all the newcomers that are rolling in. I do see you guys, and I do appreciate you. Consultations are still open. All this information you'll find on my website. I do have the link posted on my pages. And as always, I am Tania for Love and Light, and I will see you in the next video. Be blessed, you guys.